Well, it all started from St. John's Methodist Church. Some of us lived in Bettendorf and thought, well, gee, we should have a church out here. So that's the way we got started. Getting an architect, and I had just been in his wedding, and that was when the Alcoa homes were new, and right next door to the architect was a Methodist minister, Reverend Martin. So he was our first minister. And of course we started the church in the schoolhouse, and putting up the chairs and taking down the chairs and climbing and all of that. And then Bill helped build the foundation of this church on Saturdays. There were a few of the men that put all the blocks, cement blocks up on the west side of the church. And they've held up well through all these years. They're still there. But it wasn't anything like it is today. You know, it was a lot smaller. Saturdays and Sundays we'd square dance and have a potluck. And the minister's wife could swing Bill around when we square danced. And then, of course, the reason we weren't here in 1950 for the dedication of the church, Bill was called back in for the Korean War. That was why we missed the dedication of the church, because we were out at Camp Pendleton. Lots of good memories. So, and it's really looking good. From the little church it was.
Where the sanctuary is over there, with a big wide open space of trees and grass and everything. And we went out there and had our picnics and our games and our so forth. And then there was a house where the office is now that was the vicarage. And then that was taken down to add the church that way, bigger. And then when it was long and narrow, they tried to put the organ in behind that wall, and it didn't quite work, but our choir was all sitting just about where the organ is now. And then there was a railing down where people went up to, similar to the railing that you have on there now, but it was sort of curved around the sanctuary. It's been changed so much, it's kind of hard to imagine it unless you get pictures to show the change and so forth. It's, you know, new, it's more modern, it's cutesy or something. It's something that the younger people, I'm still here doing things. It's, oh, your home church, yeah. And it's not that far away either, because it's just up the hill.
My parents were both very involved in St. John's Methodist Church, and then they were responsible for coming to Bettendorf and helping to start the church that we are in now, at least Asbury. And we met 2 blocks down the street to the west here at Washington School, and that's where we held our church, Sunday school and church services at that time. So I was very young. I was about 7, 8 years old, somewhere like that. And my father did a lot of the brickwork that put the foundation and everything here for the church. And Mom and Dad were 100% busy all the time with Asbury and Sunday school and church and everything. And then as time went on, I met the love of my life, Tom Stelk, and Tom and I were married on June 16th, 1962. And we were married right here in this sanctuary, our reception downstairs in the lower level. They came in the front door just like it is now. My dad was the quote, superintendent of the Sunday school. And I'm just very, very proud of Asbury and all of the good people that have been ministers and helpers and Sunday school teachers and organists and all the things that we need to run a nice church. And we've had that all these years.